see. To me, it looks dark, but when I look in the viewfinder, well, in this case, it's not a viewfinder. In this case, it's a display screen. It's bright. That's the way it should look. So, today's Tuesday. I'm wearing some tight freaking, excuse me, I'm wearing some tight pants. And, well, I found one lady on YouTube. She was talking yesterday. You could tell she's a little bit nervous. But she was talking about, religion. And there's a few people talking about religion. One guy, younger guy, he's sitting there talking about religion. He kind of tries to act like Tupac a little bit. He's probably related. But he is on there talking about religion for probably 5 hours, man. I mean, I had, tuned out and went and did something else. And I come back later on, and he's still on there. What are they on? Is that just, from when you're younger, you have so much energy or something? Or, but, so, you see people doing that, and you see people reading tarot cards. Some of them are going to be real. Some of them are real. But some of them are not real. Some of them are faking it. I could get me some cards and fake it, right? I can get me some cards and fake reading the tarot cards. I'm pulled over on the side of the road here. I just got this car back, and I don't have anything set up here. I had a little drinky poo this weekend, so I'm like on an emotional roller coaster. It's real bad. But let me see if I can put this somewhere here. Put it right there. Okay, what's it doing? Oh, and I forgot my reading glasses. I can't believe that. Forgot my damn reading glasses. Pin message report. What message? Oh, there's people in here already? Okay, so let me turn this around. So, I was on my way over here to get a few items for the house because I completely ran out. And I just wanted to let you know what's going on. I hate using this thing in mirror mode. I hate using this thing in mirror mode. Yeah, I didn't bring my glasses. See what I mean? Is it upside down? See what I mean? I can't put it on this thing up here because it'll pop out of there, and that's a bigger fall from way up here. That's a real big fall from up there. It doesn't stay in there at all. So I just wanted to tell you what's going on real quick, and then I'll be on my way and get everything back squared away. I'm trying to take care of a whole bunch of stuff. My tire's leaking. I had to find my air compressor to put air in the tire. All kinds of crap. and this thing's not cooperating very good. And I didn't bring my reading glasses, which is really, really stupid. I know my phone is making funny sounds. But, looks like I called Bitcoin pretty good, huh? I told you that I had predicted it was going to 108. 70% chance that it'd drop down to 108. 30% chance that it would skyrocket to 120. It went down. It took 6 days. It went down and it touched 108. And so I said, now my prediction now is that it's going to be reversed. 70% chance it will continue to climb, and 30% chance it will go lower. And I said probably like 120. Well, it continued to climb. I don't know how many days it took, but it continued to climb. Shot past 120, went up to 126. So it just set a new record high. And if you want to find out about that kind of stuff, like I said, there's a school. It's called Keystone Research Group. And the dude who teaches the school, he's a young dude, and he made bank in it, and he's teaching people how to do it. But anyhow, yeah, I called it twice. And so now, you know, you had all these banks and stuff like Citibank, and Citibank was, you know, well, that stuff's garbage and all this. And well, now I guess you got Trump on board with it, and all, you know, you got these trillions of dollars. BlackRock, these are the biggest investment companies in the United States that have trillions of dollars are called BlackRock. The dude's name is Larry Fink, and the CEO of it. And so now, all of a sudden, Citibank says, you know what? We think Bitcoin's going to 181 this year. Well, 2026. This coming up, 2026. It's going to go to 181. So there you have it. And in about 5 or 10 years, it'll probably be sitting at $1 million. So, you know, that guy Robert Kawasaki, he said that it was going to go to 1.2 million this cycle. So I don't think that's, I mean, I don't know, but I think he was right, but just this timing is off a little bit, like by about 5 or 10 years. So maybe sooner, who knows. So anyhow, so I was watching this one lady, and there's a whole bunch of new people jumping on these live streams. I saw quite a bit of them. And because everybody wants to be a movie star, right? Everybody wants to. So I was watching this one lady. I saw her for the first time yesterday, and I don't know. These last 3 days have just been like a blur. So it must have been yesterday. And she's talking about religion. So she's reading, you know, out of scripture. I saw that other guy, he was reading out of scripture. And, you know, these younger guys, well, talking about her, referring to her first of all, you know, these are just her opinions. And you can read it in the body language. That's why the Holy Scripture said if you had the faith of a mustard seed. That's the problem. We don't have faith. That's the problem. And that's why you can see it in the people's body language when they're explaining this is. I'm like, did you go to literary school? Do you got a degree in, philosophy or, literature? Everybody's an expert, right? I learned that from my philosophy teacher. But so she says all this stuff, and I'm like, well, give her the benefit of the doubt, right? So then I listen to the other guy. Then there's this other dude who's just freaking, he's talking about, this is a matrix and God created you by code on a computer or something like that. And I'm looking at him, and all of a sudden I see, like, right here, look like the devil. And well, if Lucifer walks on earth, he's somewhere. Okay, so anyway, the reason why I said that is because you have all these people. Hey, there's a doggy. That's a good sign. You have all these people going on here doing tarot cards, talking about religion, and well, I think a lot of them that are talking about religion are reptilian shapeshifters, aka extraterrestrials, the fallen angels, Lucifer and the fallen angels. They're the ones coming out here and making this stuff because they use it and twist it around to oppress people, so that to make the people docile. And so that's what I think is going on. I think a lot of these people are doing that. Then you got the Paula Whites, right? The Paula Whites. You got the TD Jakes, where everybody's finding out, right, about who these people really are. These people are billionaires, multi-billionaires, and there's homeless people living in their town. And so anyway, moving on to different subjects. So I watched Donald Trump today, because you know how different channels will play the news. Like I told you, I stay away from the news like the plague. And I also watched that one girl who they're supposed to be like trying to grill her, right? What was he doing over here? What was this? I don't know. Hana or something like that. Hona or something. I forget her name. She's a blonde girl. And, well, you got to give them, if they're acting, they're pretty good actors. And I think that's exactly what they are. They're reading a script. They're both going back and forth reading a script. But anyhow, so I was watching Donald Trump, and they were talking about, about how everything's great. And, I was listening to this one guy, Chris Norland, out of Vietnam, and he says that this is a big old freaking clown show and this and that, and the dude is dreaming, right? He just says stuff that's not even true. And well, I was watching it, and they're talking about, that this is going to be the powerhouse of the world, right? We're going to have more metals. The dude even said, we are going to outdo something, China. We're going to be the leader of metals for, what do they call that? For, war, military stuff. He even said that. So I don't know if they're, if they're just saying whatever the hell they want to with no facts behind it. So if Chris Norland is listening, you know, uh, clear that up, because they said that, we're going to get copper. It's the largest copper reserve on planet Earth. It's in Alaska. It's got aluminum, it's got copper, it's got lead, it's got, you know, I guess lithium, all the micronutrients for the war, right? For these weapons, they need a certain elements or minerals, and that they can get them in Alaska. So they're going to build a road 200 miles, gravel road, because these kind of roads over there in Alaska, they don't work or something like that. But they're going to make it a toll road. I was just like, boo. But yeah, they said they're going to do this, and they're going to, have all this stuff, and everybody's coming back to the United States to make cars and to make everything, right? And so I don't know what's going on with that, but I'll tell you what, there's going to be a fight. There's going to be a fight with what's going on right now. I don't know if you're tuning in. I'll put the a link up to a video that Vicky Dillard just made. You watch this video, and it doesn't take a rocket science engineer to realize there's going to be a fight. And so, you have all these other people, Judases, taking pot, what do they call that? Sucker punches. Taking sucker punches at this one group of people who've been oppressed. And you got these freaking clown, freaking low-life mofos. I mean, low-life like you could not believe. And, man, that's some karma. But, so these people should just stay out of it, because it's not their fight. The fight is between two groups. You know which groups that was here in the United States. And so you go in and watch this video that Vicky Dillard just made, and you'll see there's going to be a fight. And now I heard that, it's got me thinking, they're saying that that whole thing, what happened with their hero or whatever, the dude who got taken out, there's somebody on these live streams saying that it was fake. So they said that they don't even have one witness. So I don't know what's all with that about, but that needs to be cleared up, right? Who's saying this? Because they said there was no services for it. Or this one dude was saying this. I don't know how accurate it is, but if anybody knows anything about that, who the heck is doing it? What kind of fight do they want? Do they want one of those riots? Right? Remember how they tore down Los Angeles? Remember when the one chick, there was these young kids, I think they were like in grade school. They were like in grade school. The girl was, I think, 12 years old. And she stole a soda. Right? And I don't know if she really meant to steal it or not, but she pulled it out of her pocket, and it's on video. You can see it. It's on YouTube. She pulled it out of her pocket, and the lady, who's a different racial culture, right, who apparently doesn't have much respect for this other culture, pulls out a 45 and blows her ass away. A 12-year-old girl. And it just lit that place up. It was the Watts riots. Or I don't know, I get mixed up with all the different riots, you know, the Rodney King riots and these riots and that riots, but that one lit the place up too. You know, if you haven't checked that out, you know, that's just freaking, that's nuts. You get pissed off at some kid and you freaking, that's crazy. But that's what's going on right now. And you watch this video, I'll go load it up later on tonight. I'll put it on my Facebook and you'll see. You can put the pieces of the puzzle together. These two groups are, you know, gonna do the dog. But one thing about that religion, you know, this younger guy who was on there, you know, he comes out with, you can tell the time, you can tell the season, these are the end days. And I'm like, I've been hearing that from day one. They've been saying that, right? Jimmy Swaggart was saying it. And, but anywho, yeah, so I'll go ahead and post that. And I'm going to go on down here, and I've just been, you know, have eggs and ran out of bread, and I just was on an emotional roller coaster. So I'm going to go over here and get just a few things, some 7-Up, and then see what I'm going to start doing tomorrow, right? This tire right here, I don't know if it's gonna need a new tire, or I don't know if it just, you know, lost air because it was sitting for 2 months. But I had this tire repaired, the valve stem, so I don't think that's the right valve stem that's supposed to be. When the guy put on the tires for me, these tires are from the Ukraine, and when the guy put the tires on there for me, he said he put a new valve stem, but the valve stem is that big, right? And I think it's only supposed to be like that big. So, what are y'all saying in the comments? More garbage? There's a whole bunch of comments. Anyways, I'll read the comments later. I forgot my glasses. I'm sorry about that. All I've got is these crappy glasses that only have one thing on them. You can't hardly see out of them anyway. But it looks like everybody left out of here, so and a whole bunch of messages are retracted. So this is Avenel, California. You remember I used to make quite a few videos out of here. This is Avenel, California, over by Fresno, California. And it's October the 7th, and the weather is still a little hot. I'm wearing some tight pants because I need to take my clothes to the laundromat and wash them. And I don't know where my shoes are, my black shoes. And so it's a little hot. Just barely coming to, basically, from 3 strange days. Like School of Fish. Have you heard that song? 3 strange days? Well, that's how I feel. And so I'm just going to go over here and get some stuff. because, like I said, I ran out of bread, and and so you know how to go to my Facebook page, Barney Valenzuela. That's my Facebook page, and I'll post that video of Vicky Dillard, and if you're a if you are a pro MAGA, and it is it'll you'll be infuriated. If you're um, not, if you're against MAGA, then you'll see what's going on. And and while me personally, like I said, I'm not in it. I'm not in that fight. What occurred between these two groups? You know, these people are owed reparations for, you know, basically building the country for free through slave labor. Um, so, you know, I'm going to wait till I hear what Chris Norland has to say about all that stuff. Because what I heard from Donald Trump himself today, I saw it on there, and these two other guys who are with him, he's saying everything is just fine, right? That we're going to be a superpower and everybody's coming back here. Everybody wants to make cars here and this and that. But um, to me, I'm like, who knows? Who knows what's really going on? Ultimately, the creator is in charge, right? So, you know, down here on the streets, even though there's a, you know, even though there's homelessness and people are, you know, being oppressed by this Lucifer who's in certain agencies that I can't name, um, even though people are being oppressed by the Lucifer who walks on earth, um, there's a lot of bad people down here on the bottom. You know, one lady got on here, I think she was a reptilian shapeshifter, and she says, most people are nice. There's only a few people who are trolls and this and that. I beg to differ. I would say 80% of the people are not nice. If you were to lose, you know, if you needed help or something, people won't help you. They're too selfish. They only care about them and their family. Everybody else is on the bottom of the totem pole. So I don't know where she's coming up with this crap, but she's obviously never took sociology in school. Because even the first time I took a sociology class, I had no idea what sociology was about. I was learning sociology and I was learning electronics at this one school that turned out to be a fraud, and they were ripping off the students and this and that. And but they, along with the electronics, I was supposed to learn electronics and that they were going to send me down to the Silicon Valley, right? But it never worked out because they were discouraging the students, so the students would drop out and they were cashing the Pell Grants or student loans or whatever. You know how they work their little thievery. And I remember, even though I wasn't perfect angel student, right? Um, I remember looking at the book sociology. This is before I even took psychology classes and before I majored in psychology in community college. This I was barely 17 or 18 years old. And I remember looking at the sociology book, and it looked like hell. And I'm like, why are they depicting this as hell? Because look at the people. They're a bunch of freaking animals. That's why they depicted it like hell. They show this one dude, this dude's trying to rip you off. Go to Fresno. Go to Fresno and go to any store, leave your car out in the parking lot, and see how many people are staring around at you looking to rob. And so, yeah, I don't know where the hell she's coming out with this, but I would estimate that 80% of the people are trash. Straight freaking trash down here on the bottom. So I don't know what Orange Man is doing, right? I'm staying out of it, but what they are saying, you watch this video. It's by Vicki Dillard. She just made it today. She was live. I caught it when it was live. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay? There's going to be a fight. I'm telling you. So, we've got the Avenel Police Department coming by here, making sure everything's cool. All right. So, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for liking. And, talk to you later. It's Tuesday night. By the way, those videos I made the last couple of days, I put them on private. I just felt like it's better to put them on private. There's a lot of cussing and stuff like that, so I put them on private. Okie dokie. Okay, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for leaving comments. Thanks for liking. Really appreciate the likes. Double tap the screen. Well, when it's not on live, you can't double tap. I can't read this. Let me see who's in here. This message is held for review. Okay, let's take a look at this message. The government sent me. Yeah, I was going to say something about the government. Why aren't there any? There are male tarot readers. Hello, 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 hello. Said hi. Yeah, I was gonna do it just for, just for the hell of it. Uh, and you believe him, and you believe him. This message is held for review. Okay, messages that don't make sense, I'm not going to try and analyze them right now. Both Mr. Ice, both big time. Okay, super secret villain, Club 25, Iker. Is that a David Iker? And this other one that doesn't really make sense, but at least they have a halfway decent, whatchamacallit. Okay, thanks everybody. We'll talk to you later.